Alright, so now I'm going to extrude a hollow shape. So what you're looking at here on this flat edge is the shape I'm going to extrude. So it's going to be a tube, a hollow tube. You might use it for a cup or for building or something like that. We have other shapes as well. I'm just going to show a circle this time. So what I've got is the die and then the spider with the die inside of it. And so I have screwed on this little disc, this inside disc, and notice it moves up and down, but the clay is going to be pushing it down. So I don't care, I don't need a nut on this side, I just need one on here. To get a nice even extrusion, I want to line up this piece here with this piece here. So the inside die with the outside die. So I can just tighten this nut a little bit and get it lined up as close as I can. And remember, pressure will push it down, so I don't need to line it on the top, just on the bottom. When I extrude, what's going to happen is the clay is going to break around the legs of the spider, I suppose, and then it's going to push back together so that it comes out hollow. That's how this thing works. I'm going to get this set up in the extruder right here. So I'm going to take the bottom part of the extruder, I'm going to set this whole contraption in there. I can line up the holes on the spider legs with the holes here, and then I'm going to go get it set in here. This is another time it might be nice to have a partner helping you out. Do this before the clay goes in. Tighten up those wing nuts. And then the last thing I recommend, this looks a little silly, but I'm going to look underneath it and make sure that spider is lined up. If you get the spider shifted way over, it can end up giving you a crooked extrusion. Now I need to get some clay ready. And so I've pulled some clay out of my bucket. This is just recycled clay out of the regular buckets. You can use porcelain or stoneware. Don't mix them though. So I've pulled this clay out, but it's all these cracks and things, if I have clay that I've just kind of stuck together, those are going to end up as little air pockets, and they're going to cause a break in the extrusion. So I do want a wedge. I don't need a wedge for a long time, like when I throw, but I do want to do a little bit of wedging. I'm just kind of slam wedging this, and I'd like to shape it into a tube that is about the diameter of the extruder. So roughly like that. Now I actually have a few of these ready to go, so I should be able to fill this fairly quickly. So I'm going to drop this in. There you go, some of it slides off the side, that's fine. And if I can fit another one in, I will. I'll get as much in there as I can. And you can see my extrusion, or my wedge clay isn't perfect, but it's close enough. And then I'm going to take this tool and press down with it. Now notice the tape right here. That tape is important because that tells me how far I can push down before I start to break the spider. If you're extruding a solid piece without the spider in, you don't have to worry about this. But with the spider, don't go past here. So I'm going to use this tool to push down the clay, and we'll see if I can get started. I may have loaded it too full. Yeah, I think I loaded it too full. You can press down on that, particularly if you're taller than me, that might be easy, or you can just take some of it off of there. Alright, let's try this again. So these little notches give me some leverage so that I don't have to be exceedingly strong to get this to come through. So I push down for a while, and then I can move myself to another notch, like that, and continue pushing down. And eventually I should be getting some clay coming out. Here we go. So you see that this extruder is pushing that clay through. And once I cut it off of here, you can use a fettling knife or a wire tool, or gravity, I suppose. Once I cut this off of here, I've got a hollow tube, and I can use this hollow tube to sculpt with. I can use it to, make a mug or something like that. I can even cut it apart and work with it. I'm going to extrude a couple of these so that I can show you what you can do with it. Watch out for this. It's easy to walk into when you've got it partway up. If your extruded piece is not cracking, you can keep going. You can get some good length on it if you want to. I sometimes like to keep a hand there. And you can see my tape. Maybe you can see. The tape is right here. It's lined up with the top of this. That's as far as I go. If I keep pushing farther down, I'm going to end up breaking my spider. and then I'll have to order another one. They don't sell spiders in Yakima, so I have to go order one. Don't do that. When I'm working, I sometimes like to keep a stool here so I can put all my stuff right down there. And then one of the things you're going to notice, at this point, if you want to keep extruding, you can pull this part up and add some more clay, or you can take the whole thing apart and start again. If you want to get this up, it's going to be hard to lift. You can use these same pegs as leverage to get it up and out of there, like this. So you can pull that up to get it out. You can add more clay if you want to, or if you'd like to be done, at that point I've let up some of the pressure by pushing up on it. Now I can unscrew these. Usually they won't unscrew very well if you don't let the pressure off. If you keep this pushed down, they get kind of cranked, stuck. So now I've got no pins in here. Now this part is just holding on because the clay is sticky. So now if I want to keep coming down, this is how I get the spider out of there. So now I can go past that piece of tape. Now, of course, the next part we see is there's quite a bit to clean over here. But the spider, or the extruder comes apart, so it's fairly easy to clean all of its parts. And I mean, it's tedious, but it's not difficult.